We're going to talk about supplements for a minute. Yes, supplements. What are they for? They're not to take the place of, they're to complement your eating habits. Now, some people literally just live on supplements. That's all they do. I've seen people through the years that literally they don't hardly take any real food in. It's just all supplements. And the thing we have to look at is, what is a supplement anyway? I mean, when I got into business in '84, I remember we had one meal replacement powder called NSP. We called it astronaut food because at the time we were realizing that most astronauts lived on liquid food. Now that didn't make sense back then because we knew we had to chew. Nowadays, people are used to drinking meals. Like we have a smoothie bar here called Smoothie Blends. We've had it over 20 years. People are used to coming by and getting a drive-through smoothie or coming through here and actually getting it as a meal replacement. So what is the difference? That's what you need to be asking yourself. What's the difference in drinking a meal and chewing a meal? Well, really your body doesn't know the difference. It's going to break down the nutrient. It's going to utilize what it needs. It's going to get rid of the rest. You know there's not a perfect food. If there were a perfect food that your body utilized 100%, we'd never use a bathroom. I know that sounds vulgar, but it's true. So there's no perfect food, whether you're taking a supplement form or you're eating a hamburger and fries. The key is most people want to get the best nutrition they possibly can, and that's why you see supplement stores everywhere. The problem with the supplement industry, though, is there's thousands upon thousands of supplements on the market. And literally there's only about a third that are really tested. So when you're taking a supplement, you've got to gamble. Am I getting something that's healthy for me? I want to tell you a story real quick. Back before, when we first opened Legends, I went to a clinic at Cooper's Clinic in Dallas, and I was listening to a dietitian / sports nutritionist, and what he was saying was something that made total sense to me. See, I was told back probably in the late 80s, early 90s that there was one thing you looked at when you take a supplement, and it's because there was a company called Weider, Muscle and Fitness, and I remember I was taking this particular supplement. It was called Dynamic Weight Gainer. What sounds good? They had a particular bodybuilder at the time, and he said, I owe all my results to it. Now, I didn't know at the time that this bodybuilder had been big for years, and the supplement only been out for a year. But I didn't know what endorsements were, but they paid him big money. He said it all was owed to that. Well, this product I took, I didn't get real big like that guy, but I took it. I was spending $40, $45 a canister back in the 80s for that stuff, thinking I would get big, and that was the goal I had for back then. But they did a deal on either 60 Minutes Prime Time, one of those shows like that back then, and they were comparing it. They got a chemist to test it because some people complained. But when they tested it, they found out that that stuff didn't have any more power to do anything to you than what they call Nestle's Quick Chocolate. In fact, it was almost the same stuff. And it's so weird, you could have went to the grocery store at that time, buy that stuff for $3 for Nestle's Quick, and we were paying $45 a canister. Now, it wasn't hurting anybody. It was just fake advertisement. No one knew what testing was. It's changed a lot since then. What I mean by that, now you have supplements and you have supplements. You have supplements that are food supplements, and then you have what we call enhancement supplements. Be real aware of an enhancement supplement. Now, a lot of people take them. We even carry some things like energy things in here. Now, when I mean by enhancement, it doesn't mean you're going to get sick or hurt from it, but it has a warning label, meaning there could be some side effects from it. And so be aware of that. If you're taking an enhancement supplement, make sure you don't have any side effects. You're on certain prescription medicines. Make sure of that. I like food supplements. I like whey protein. I like stuff like that because if I'm going to eat a bowl of cereal in the morning, I don't want breakfast meat because it's too fatty. I'm going to put a scoop of whey protein, mix it up, and bam, I've got my protein taken care of with all that added fat. So whatever your diet is, when we help a person with their nutrition, we basically tell this. Let's look at your eating habits, see what you're getting through your food, and then let's complement it with some supplements. Maybe, for instance, you don't eat fruits and vegetables. Well, boom, let's get a good multivitamin. Maybe you're eating breakfast like I was, and I don't want the fatty meats and bacon and pork. You need a whey protein. You need to have this stuff in your cabinets to complement your diet, not to take the place of it. But here's what I want you to think about. Think about all the supplements every time you walk in a store. Even us, we have supplements on the shelf. And look at one thing. Make sure it's clinically tested. When I went to that seminar back in Dallas that many years ago, there was a vitamin. I didn't know exactly what the glass was sitting on the counter or the desk for, but they were all on everyone's desk, and it had a little orange tablet in it. I won't mention the name of this particular thing, but this particular product was in the glass for 2 or 3 days. You could still tell what it was, and so the guy who came out and explained what it was, he said, you notice what's in the glass? And so everybody raised their hand. Yeah, we knew what it was, and we said what it was. He said, you notice it's been there 3 days and it still hadn't dissolved. He said, there was a test done that showed that this particular product that was the #1 selling product at the time didn't even absorb in most people's bodies. It went straight through them. Now, how did they do it? It wasn't a fancy test they did. It was literally a guy who cleans out septic tanks in San Antonio, Texas, found these all floating around in a septic tank. Yeah, it didn't absorb in your body. Now, did it hurt anybody? No. It had A through Z like the label said. And this is where I go to. He asked the question, what do you do before you take a supplement? Well, I thought I knew it. I thought I was smarter than I was. Probably still think that. And I said, well, you check the label, make sure that what it says is actually in the product, that someone's testing it outside of that company, making sure they're honest. Yeah, that's right. But what's the rest of the answer? I didn't know the rest of the answer. But here's the rest of the answer. Make sure it's clinically tested to be safe for your body and absorb the right way. I know that sounds crazy, but y'all, there's a lot of side effects from natural products. Make sure your body even needs it. We can't, for one thing, we couldn't all take 11,000 plus supplements. So you need to find out what you need. And here's how you normally gauge it. You look at what your eating habits are, you look at what's missing, and you complement it with a supplement. That's what we help you do. When you come to our classes, our advanced classes, we look at your diet, we have you write down, we think, oh, this is what's missing. We have some programs called a Power Booster, a nutrition consultation, where we look at the individual as being just that, an individual. Your eating habits are probably different than mine, just like my wife may be different than mine, and our staff, our members. So we need to look at what we need. We need to make sure we need it. If we need it, we can get it. But I want to encourage you, come by the gym, check out more information on the supplements. It's a deep detail. It goes real deep. So I won't go real deep on this video, but I think you'll appreciate coming and learning a little bit more about it. Thanks a lot.